but you have to provide the birth certificate and a copy of the shot record. And keep in mind, the first time I walked in with the shot record, they looked at it and they went, no. And I thought, thinking that's what they said, no. And I thought, run!
What do you think about NFTs?
I mean, I'm actually doing an NFT with Investment Joy right now. I did a painting. I designed an NFT for him. And they scanned it, and we're going to do an NFT probably in 3 or 4 weeks. And he's going to sell like 1,000 shares of this NFT for like $100 a piece or something. I'm actually supposed to go up to, actually just got approved to go up to Ohio to do a video with him about the NFT.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm actually going to try and get into NFTs. My problem is I just don't have, it takes a certain amount of investing if you want to do it right. Like you can take a picture, I could take a picture of my painting, and then put it up on an NFT website, but it's not going to do it. People are like, that's what you should do, you'll make tons of money. Like, stop it. You watched a couple of YouTube videos, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you have to have a story, you have to be able to advertise, you have to, like, stop. It's not posting it and taking a photo with your iPhone. Like, right. You have to have it scanned, you have to have it turned into the digital image, you have to have a whole bunch of things connected to it for it to be legitimate, like really be a solid piece that you can turn into an NFT and actually fractionalize and sell. And so I'm doing one right now with this guy, Brandon, who runs a channel called Investment Joy. And I'm going to do that, but I'm trying to set it up right now so I can start doing NFTs.
Right.
It's a non-fungible token.
Right.
So it's like so you would scan something like this Marilyn Monroe or the Screamer or whatever. So you scan that, and then you come up with a digital image and you post it on like let's say with like Ethereum has a what am I missing here? It's like they have a whatever. They have like let's say a website. So they have a website you place it on, people can buy a fraction of that painting and they get a digital image, which is a unique image of the painting.
Is it of the whole painting or just a portion of it?
You can actually do both. You can break it up into, so you end up with like, oh look, I got a little part of the M.
Right.
Or you can just say, no, it's the whole image, and we're it's been broken up into 1/1000th, and you've got 1/1000th. And so it's on
1,000 images of the same thing.
Of the same thing, but each one is unique.
Right.
So you can't. So it's not like it's not like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, every Bitcoin is worth the same Bitcoin, right? So it's almost like dollars. You're interchangeable. These are unique. Everyone is unique. So there can only be 1,000. And so I buy it for $100. You might say, hey, I want that.
Right.
And you buy it from me for $110. Now I no longer have it because as soon as I give it to you, it's no longer in my whatever, however I'm keeping my phone or whatever.
Right.
So and there's a chain of title. And so every time that you sell it, let's say if you sell it for more, it continues to go up in value, which everybody else's then goes up in value. It's an interesting concept, but yeah. So I'm gonna be doing that soon. We're building a website, and I'm actually working on that, and that's one of the things I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and do it. See if it works. I think it'll work.
I think that's it.
What are you talking about? None of these are for you? No. I remember seeing some that were for him. I thought I saw some. Maybe they were just asking me in the comments and not on the... Because guys are always saying, like, Zach this or Zach that, and they're always like, nothing?
Yeah, I know. That's right. The time... Wait. What time it is right. What?
Why can't they just...
When will COVID be under control? No, I think that's it. Why didn't you bury a bunch of cash in suitcase somewhere?
Oh, yeah. I knew there was like some that were, yeah. I didn't know if that was for you or for me.
I readily, you withdrew money from banks. I readily used banks.
Yeah.
Like I paid people using my BlackBerry and transferring funds. I readily used banks. So I would move it from one to the other. So you wanted cash.
No, I wanted cash because I want to walk away. I don't want anything being traced to me.
Oh, well,
No, you don't seem to have an issue with things being traced to you directly.
Issue with it. Yeah. That was it. That's it. Thank you for all the questions. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what you're saying is you didn't bury cash. And they're like, why didn't you? Because you didn't think you'd get caught, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, that was my problem.
Yeah, that was the same my problem too. It was just arrogance and just being cocky and arrogant and I just didn't think. I never thought. I really genuinely didn't think I was going to get caught. And even when because every time I did get caught, I kept getting out of it. Like I kept talking my way. You talk your way out of it.
Why didn't that spook you?
That's what, because a normal person would have been like, wow, you know what? I cannot put myself in this position again. I got lucky and I will not do that again. And I'm going to stop from now and I'm going to go get a regular job. I'm just going to live off the money that I have. That's a normal person. You know what my thought process was? That's right, bro. I'm that good. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You can't touch this, bro. I just talked myself out of hand. I'm like that.
In cuffs.
Fucking idiot.
And talk, well, what's in here? Like,
yeah. I mean, but you know what's so funny is I talked myself out of it. Like they let me go. So instead of me thinking, oh, thank God, I'll never do this again. Like that's a normal person thinking,
well, were you
right?
panicked at the time?
At the time I was, but the moment I walked out, my adrenaline shot up and I said, "Ugh, you're the shit. You're amazing."
Well, that is an amazing.
I went to 2 more banks and withdrew money.
I know. That is an amazing.
Who does that?
That is an amazing feat within itself. That is an amazing feat within itself.
That's why I felt so good. I just felt good. I felt good about myself. It was cool.
But you know what's funny about that? When we were doing the hotel scan, and this is what I think of. When we were doing the hotel, when we were faxing the paperwork over.
Right.
So what I learned is, they don't know who's committed the crime. So if I fax paperwork over to book you a hotel room, you're in the room. So the credit card goes bad. They call the person that owns the card, says, listen, I didn't authorize the use of that card.
Right.
I don't know what the hell's going on. And the person that's in the hotel didn't fax the card over. They know it was an outside person that called. So the police, someone had just gotten out of jail. He was in a hotel with his girl. And he called me up and said, oh my God. He said, the police came in the room, took their rental car. They had a rental car. They're like, you guys, you can't even afford this. They took the rental car, searched through everything they had, gave them just their clothes, right? He said they had them in cuffs going through the whole room and let them go. He kept saying, I can't believe these cops let us go. He goes, the one thing I can't, he's like, I thought we were gone. He goes, I can't believe it. He's like, I'm done. Like, I can't believe they let us go. You didn't say, I can't believe
I did for a brief moment. And then it completely switched to, I'm just that good. I started thinking, wow, I became emboldened. Like I couldn't wait to do another scam. Like, we just lost $600,000 and I just got lucky and talked myself out of handcuffs and they're on to me and everything. And I thought, well, listen, next time what I'm going to do is like stopping didn't enter my mind. It just emboldened me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just not. I look back.
The relief didn't even last that long. You're kind of like, he was
relief,
supposed to let me go.
The relief, of course, I'm amazing. The relief didn't that whole thing was gone by the time I pulled into the parking lot of the next bank that I pulled out $8,000 out of 5 minutes later. Like, I mean, so you have to think a normal person thinks like that, but I mean, I didn't think. I look back now and I go, what were you thinking? Like, I look now and I see all of the chances I had to walk away. And I think, you're an idiot. Like, something's mentally wrong with you. And I look back now and I can't imagine the things that I did. Like, if you said, Matt, look, here's what you're going to do. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I'd be like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm like, that's insane. Well, it wasn't insane before I went to prison. I would be like, hey, I don't know why we haven't done this already. Give me that. Let's go. Like, I would have done that.
Right.
Now it'd be like, are you insane? I'm not doing that. I don't have another bit in me.
Right.
I couldn't do the last one. So I had to break that shit off. Yeah. Spread it out.
Share.
Okay, so what else? That's it? Is that it?
Unless you want to answer some, like, should you invite Frank Amadeo or however you spell his name?
Frank Amadeo, they spelled it wrong. It's fine. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I would love to. Danny's tried to get him on his podcast like over and over and over again. He's tried to get him on his podcast.
Won't budge.
He won't do it.
And when is COVID going to be under control?
I mean, come on, what are you doing?
These are the stories. These are the questions that are left.
Listen, I don't even believe in COVID, and yet I got the shot, and I've been tested multiple times, and I had COVID, and I'm still not sure it's a thing. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I don't know what this is going on. To me, it was a bad flu, but they say people are dying.
Yeah.
Who am I?
That's what they say. That's
I don't
right.
know
You're
anything.
You're not the ones that are dying.
I don't know anything.
All right.
And I did
That's it.
have it, and it was horrible.
And thoughts on general social engineering techniques. I mean,
That's a good question. You couldn't have started with that one?
I should have.
That's a good question.
This is a person that didn't get socially engineered.
What's his name? Let's take care of that. No.
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, to me, you know, it's funny. Like, it's like when I was trying to figure out how to get a driver's license or how to get a social security number, to issue social security numbers to people that didn't exist. Like, it started off as, you know, what I need to do is start creating synthetic identity. So I need social security numbers. How can I get social security numbers how can I get social security to issue me one? Hey, by the way, just want to let you guys know if you're interested in supporting me and supporting the channel and you like artwork, because I do have a degree in fine arts, I'm selling all of these paintings. They are modified screen prints and they go for $285, and I will ship any one of them to you within the continental United States for the price of $285. My email will be in the description, so just shoot me an email and I will ship you off a painting, and I really appreciate it. So back to the video. And I was like, I'll just call them and tell them I've never had one. Like, they don't know who's on the phone. So I call them up. Hey, my name's John Doe, and I've never had a social security number. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, how do I get one issued? And they're like, okay, well, Mr. Doe, were you born in a hospital? Yes, I was. Well, then you have a social security number. Well, no, I don't. How old are you? I'm 33 years old. They're like, do you have a driver's license? Yes, you have a social security number. Have you ever had a job? Yes. You have a social security number. Click, hang up. I call back. Hey, you ever had a driver's license? No. You ever have this? No. I was not born in a hospital. How were you born? Where were you born? I was born at home with a midwife. You know, okay. Well, listen, then you just need to get your birth certificate and come in here, and we'll see if you've ever had. Like, you could tell, you could hear it in their voice.
Right.
So then you hang up and you call up and you go, I have a social security number, but I need it changed. So I started thinking, well, how can I say I had one, but I need a new one? Like, then I could go survey a homeless person or something, get his information, and then get his changed. Like, I'm trying to think, how can I maybe build on that? So I start, and then eventually it just kept changing. I kept changing. I spent a whole day calling.
Right.
Like, social security number does not answer your phone call right away.
No, you have to be on hold for a while.
It's like, 47 minutes remaining. 5 minutes later, 41 minutes remaining. Jeez. You're the 103rd in line. So it just keeps going. So, you get on the phone, and I kept changing it, and I finally figured out they would give me a social security number to a child under the age of 12 months old if I could provide the birth certificate and the shot record. Otherwise, I had to come in. Like, if you say, oh, my son's 5 years old, they go, great, bring him in.
The son
or daughter. Then you have to actually, you can get your birth certificate, the kid, and walk in social security number. My whole thing was I don't want to walk in social security.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to walk in. So I finally got them to the point where they said, look, we'll issue a social security number to you for a child under the age of 12
months.
12 months old. I'm sorry, did I not say that before?
Yeah.
You
said it before, but not just then.
Okay. Under the age of 12 months old, but you have to provide the birth certificate and a copy of the shot record. And keep in mind, the first time I walked in with the shot record, they looked at it and they went, no. And I thought, thinking that's what they said, no. And I thought, run, and like, no. And I go, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, what's wrong? And they're like, yeah, it doesn't have the date of birth on it. And I'm like, well, okay, well, what do you mean? They go, well, how do I know that this shot record goes with this birth certificate? And I went, well, it's the same name. He goes, yeah, but it doesn't have the same date of birth. And I went, I mean, like that's just silly. And I was like, okay. They go, yeah, you're going to have to go back to the doctor and have him put down the, okay, no problem. Boom, walk out, drive straight back to my house, reprint the whole thing up, add a date of birth in there, come back, go to another Social Security office, walk in, boom, hand it, and they're like, boom, okay, yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and
issue a
boom,
number.
print it right up. So I mean, it was a whole process of just calling until eventually I found the formula, and then I convinced them. So that whole social network, to me, look, anything's possible if you just keep making calls.
That's true.
You know, you just keep going and going and going and going. It's like my dad used to say, you can get in touch with anybody within 5 phone calls. Like if you want to talk to the president of, whatever, the United States, like you call somebody you think might know. Right. Then he calls somebody and says, well, I can't, but my buddy Bob knows so-and-so who's the director of such and such. You call him. Then he says, well, you know what? I've actually spoken to him once or twice, but he wasn't president. You need to talk to. He said, then you talk to them. He said, you'll get up the chain if you can just get that person on the phone. But eventually he said, you can get to anybody. Now, is that true? I don't know. But I do know that if you just keep making phone calls and keep altering the story, eventually you social engineer yourself into a position where you can figure out whatever you want.
Is that what you define social engineering as?
What did you think it was?
Like determining who lives where and who's in certain classes, like the bridesmaids.
I assume social engineering is using people to figure out a scheme or figure out a certain thing. What do you consider social engineering?
That's what I thought it was. Like thoughts on general social engineering techniques that worked for you and how you approach social engineering.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of assume using people to try and figure out how to do something.
Oh, wow.
That's what I think it is. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe, am I wrong, Colby?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay,
Oh,
see?
well, maybe I'm wrong. I'm the odd man out. Which
What
one?
I'm going with.
Okay, well.
All right, so we're done with this? Are we wrapping this up?
Well, I mean, you asked me mine, so mine would.
Oh, what is yours? I'm sorry.
Well, mine would have been like, what class of people are forgotten? What class of people whose identities are just sitting there and absolutely of no use?
Yeah.
You know
Prisoners.
what I'm saying? Where there's no like repercussions. These people have no complaints. And if they get a warrant, they don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It was like the
saying?
homeless people. Like,
Yes.
Like for
yeah,
me,
but
it was
you
the
change
homeless.
you could change them up and somehow some people will look at them as victims. I don't know. They probably look at prisoners as victims, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, people don't care what happens to prisoners. Like I knew how many guys I knew guys that like would go to prison, and people would literally. I knew guys that literally their family members quit claim deeded their houses out of their names.
Yes.
And then sold the house and then made like 30 grand and kept the money. And then those guys would file police reports with the police saying, look, this person stole my house, or this person went into my house and took all my stuff and then had a huge garage sale and sold everything, kept the money. Like they ripped me off because I was in prison. And like the cops are just like, okay, we don't care. Like you're just some scumbag in prison. I don't care that you just got ripped off.
Yeah.
But this person just stole from me. They're like, I don't care. You're a prisoner. They don't care.
Absolutely.
So yes,
They wouldn't. They don't. I don't even think they'll allow us to do police reports. It's just.
Yeah, these guys would do it over. Like they'd write letter after letter, and they'd write the whole thing up, and they just could care less.
They could care less. Forge my name and but well.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not going out of my way to try and help you.
It
That
only-
guy,
yeah.
he made 30 grand. Good for him.
Unfortunately, and that was my thought process. My social engineering.
Okay.
All right.
We're done? Oh, hey, this is Matt Cox, and I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know, too, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, leave a comment, and share the video if you are so inclined.